Well, as you can see, we are making some progress. The last issue we have left is getting all of our tote systems back to where they should be. Once we have that, we'll get back on the train tracks. What you see up on the main board right now is what's coming next week. You see the brackets for the Partidos on Friday nights for the second Dania Beach Invitational. Up at the very top of the screen, that'll be the number 1 ranked team against the number 8 ranked team. And then at the bottom of the brackets, 2 versus 7. And you also have 4 and 5 and 3 and 6 in there. And then just like the NCAA tournament, imagine that is a bracket of 8, down to 4, down to 2, and then down to 1. We will have a third place matchup as well. Naturally, there'll be prize money at stake for the players too. Unofficially, the top team at the moment would be Vicente and Atine. There's still an opportunity for Rutia and Laborde to catch them. But time is running out because we finish tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day we count the 5 points for a win, 3 for a place, and 1 for a show. The Partidos, if you've never seen a Partido before, and I say this all the time, and apologies to those who have, the Partido has played single points, so the winning score will be 15. As you see, the prices are now up for game number 5. And in the Partido, there are also a couple of rules that are a little bit different. A sidewall serve is allowed in the Partido, whereas not in the Quinella game, the kind of games you're watching tonight. Also, players can call timeouts because it's just going to be 2 teams face to face. That'll be following game 9 on Friday nights until we crown our champion in February. We really do appreciate your patience. We're getting ever closer to officially starting the clock for game number 6. In fact, looks like I've got one of my machines here 9 minutes to post. But let's make sure that everything is okay with our machines and make sure that everything is up and running the way it ought to be. Players are okay now with the lights, so we'll give you a few more sweet tunes and get you ready for game number 6. And as you see on the scoreboard now, we have 6 minutes until game number 6. 6 minutes until game number 6. So we are back on the runway. Got about a minute until we get things going again, and we really do appreciate your patience for staying with us. This unexpected development that nobody wanted, but we are back to normal. All right, we're back in business with game number 6, start of the pick 4, and this is a spectacular 9-game. Superfecta will be in play here. Ugoba and Cavanias in the red at post 1, serving Oresti and Tukule in the blue at post number 2. And the game is on. As an Armate, reach out, catch Ugoba. Point to the 1. Now post 3, Lalu as he guides. Rabote saved by Zugaitz. Point to the 1. Benetrix and Laborde in the green to post 4. That is out. Point of the 1. Libois and Leke in the black at post 5. That's an over serve, and 5 is on the board. Here is Arietta and Danel in the goal to post 6. Good catch made there by Alai. Vicente and Oyard in the Brown at post 7. Cortada. Ooh, quick return by Arietta. And his left side was troublesome for the 7, point to 6. Here's Urrutia and Duranga in the purple to post 8 to complete round 1. That's a tricky rebote by the veteran, point to 6. 6 turning the corner, and they'll start the double point round, serving to post 2, Resti and Tukule. Point 2. Here's the 3, Lalu and Zugait. Underserve, point 3. Benetrix and Laborde, post 4. Catch on that Cortada made by Benetrix. Handling the high bounce. Laborde driving into the backcourt to Zugait. Laborde reaching out, making a tough catch, playing a little offense himself. And Zugait, wonderful catch off the wall, big left side. Benetrix driven back, handled it very well, and way to 4. Now post 1, Yagoba and Cabanillas. 24. LeBlanc and Leke, post 5. And 5 will get the point off that throw by Lebois. Here's Vicente and Oyard, post 7. That's a great effort, but it falls just short. Point 2, post 5. This is a 9-point game, remember. 5 with 5 points, serving to the 8. Rutia and Duranga. Point to 5. Now it's possible game point for Lebois and Leke. Here is the 6 on Ieta and Daniel. Look what I found in a bote there by Leke. 2-all on Ieta. Lebois right there. He'll fire back. He'll win it. Pointing game to the 5. 4 is second. Now 1 serving 6 to finish out the superfecta for 3rd and 4th place. Point to the 6. Lebois and Leke, the winners of game number 6 in post 5. Benetrix and Laborde second in post 4. 6 is third on Ieta and Daniel, and the 1 takes the superfecta spot, Yagoba and Cabanillas. Official results have a 5-4 exacta for 66.80, a 4-5 Quinella 27.80, a 5-4-6 trifecta $1,029.80, and $2,193 for a $1 superfecta of 5-4-6-1. The 10-cent version $219.30. In the pick 4, 5 is the first number. The pick 3 arrives, as does game number 7. Spectacular 7 doubles. Don't forget, we're playing 10 tonight. We have a special singles game coming up, game 10, to conclude our evening. We have 1 performance left for 2023. That's going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We won't be here on New Year's Eve night, but the casino will be, and Lux Buffet will be too. They've got a great special for $49.99 with a wide variety, and also a champagne toast at Sunrise Bar at midnight if you get the dinner package. It's a great deal for $49.99. Game 7, it's 7 minutes. Well, wasn't sure we were going to be able to do this tonight for a few minutes there. Hang on, my cords are tangled.
Boy, you know,
here we
when
go.
when the lights went off, I was sitting just right downstairs with Mike and Dave when it went off, and I could not believe that the electricity went out. It was like a total shock to my system.
Or, well, shock is an ironic use of that word. But and if you're all wondering, and there's no way you would have known this, but the whole building went this time. When we had that problem earlier, we had that really rainy, windy day, and it nailed us about 6 times before things settled down. This time, the entire building went under for just about 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
Even the Casey and the Sunshine Band,
yeah, man,
cover band.
That's the way.
They went silent.
They didn't like it. So we're back. It took a while. We just had issues. We had internet issues and things that just, you know, it is a crossword puzzle, and somebody broke up our crossword puzzle. We had to piece it back together. But, Benny, there were a couple of questions I wanted you to address.
Yeah.
One early and way earlier in the chat, we just didn't get to it earlier, was a comment from Jim, who you know, and who I know, but not as Jim,
right,
about Chanika and his development this year.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, I think I mentioned it earlier this season, or maybe even late last season, that Chanika was going to come last year, and there was one spot left, and I watched a partido of Chanika and Benetrix. My mind was already made on Benetrix, but I figured, let me just take a look at this, and he looked really good, and I really wish that there was another spot so they could both come. But in the end, he ended up not coming. But we spoke obviously through the internet, WhatsApp chat, and basically just said, look, you know, don't be discouraged. You're going to probably come next year. You know, so if people drop out, you're first on the list. So luckily he came, and yeah, he reminds me a little bit of somebody that I played back in Miami. I can't remember like who it is, but it's just like when I watch him play, he has a very familiar style. When he throws with the right side, it looks like he's not going to throw anything, but it comes out with a great speed, and it comes off the front wall well. He's got a lot of shots, a lot of, you know, the 2 walls, the inside, outside with the costado. I think that coming here this year is going to be a great step for him. And there's a lot of guys that I feel the same way about, that playing here this season and then maybe going back to the Basque Country and hopefully picking up some tournament play in the summer is just going to make him that much better.
The other question that was interesting, and I thought I knew the answer, but you actually had an answer that's right, was what do people do on their off day? If they want to practice, can they?
Yeah, well, let me tell you one thing. The ball maker, Paco, he sews upwards of 30 balls a day. When there's a matinee and an evening performance, he could sew, 30 balls, 25, 30 balls easily. And on a Thursday or Friday night, there's probably, 8, 10, 12 balls that he's going to sew. But he came to me the other day and said, I have never sewn so many practice balls. And that's true of this group. Like, there's a couple of guys that you could set your watch with at 5:45 every day. They're on the court. Jagoba, Zugaitz, Uresti. Most of the early game guys are out there. Vicente, Rudy. I mean, there's really, like, very few guys that don't practice. Now, on the off days, I like I told you, I already drive 500 miles a week. I'm not coming here on Monday or Tuesday. I'm sorry. And we used to have a very strict rule that nobody could practice unless I was in the building. But I kind of loosened that, and now what I do is on Sunday afternoon, usually like there's 2, maybe 3 groups. So 2 or 3 players will come to me and say, hey, can I have a ball so me and these guys can practice on Tuesday, or we want to come tomorrow and practice a new basket. So I usually give them a ball.
Last call for Game 7. Last call.
I usually give them a ball so they could come. They have access to the locker room and their baskets and everything. So, yes, the answer to that is yes. This is by far, at least in the 12 years that I've been in this position, by far the group that practices the most.
I'm doing some math right
here. I see you.
I just realized I have not updated this.
That's like old school, man. You could do that on the Excel. You could actually just hit this button right here, reports.
I know, but I don't know which the right report is.
And it'll come up right in front of you.
I know. I don't know which is the right report.
Reports, players ranking, and then it'll come up.
I don't know.
Anyways,
it takes me back to the days of the Dania doubles challenge. For those of you who remember the 1980s.
I'm telling you, he's doing it. I wish there was a camera in here so you could see. It looks like there's a whole bunch of little scratches there next to the numbers of the spreadsheet that I gave you this morning. Anyways, tomorrow it all ends. The qualifying will be set after Game 9 tomorrow. We'll have our teams. We'll have everybody ready to go. First match is going to be Friday night. I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be 1 and 8, but I think that it's going to be, we have a surprise. We could have a surprise in the last day for that 8th spot in the front court. Why don't you mention that to them?
Well, real quickly, I know we want to get this game started. Lebois has made a charge and is now just 5 back of Oran for the last spot in the front court. The back court is pretty set. In fact, I say it is set. Uranga is 9 back of Zugaitz in the battle for 7 versus 8 with Uranga in 8th. I'm seeing if Lebois has any more action. Now, Lebois is subbing, and I think he's done for the night maybe. But he's subbing in this game. But Oran can do something, and he's got Leke as his partner in a favorable post. So keep an eye out for that. But, yeah, Vicente is looking good for number 1, 15-point lead. And in the front court, back court, a tying 14-point lead on Laborde for the top spot. Those two will be 1-2. Nobody's going to catch it.
Right.
All right, let's get to work.
Let's do it.
Game 7 is here to start the Big 3. It's a spectacular 7 matchup with Echeverry and Oyard in the red of post 1 on the serve to Yagoba and Atine, who will wait that serve in the blue of post 2. Great catch there by Oyard. 2 scores. Now the white shirts, here's post 3, Aron with Leke. And Benetrix drops that in, Aron drops that in for a winner. Lalu and Arunga post 4. Two all, and a tricky catch pulled off there by Aron. Running grab there by Leke. He fires that hard right side, and a wonderful grab by Uranga. Wonderful. Here's Aresti and Argoitia, the black shirts, post 5. Lou coming strong with the left side. What a tricky catch by Argoitia, beautifully done. Tipped, it was tipped, 0.5. Now Vicente on the board, they're in the gold, post 6. 5 will get the point there. Benetrix and Zugaic to the brown to post 7. Five scores another point. They'll serve to the purple team in post number 8, Chanika and Oyenard. The carom is caught. Powerful right side return and point to the 8. Echeverry and Oyardi in post 1. Point to the 8. You go back to tie in post 2. That landed in incredibly and scores for the 8. Possible game point for post 8, Chanika and Oyenard. Here's post number 3, Aram and Leke. Point in game to the 8. Coming in second, post 5 will decide the show in a 3-way playoff. 4 will serve the 2 to start. 3 meets the winner. One to the 4. Possible show point for the 4. Here's post 3, Aron and Leke. Placement to the outside by Aron. 3 wins the point, and they'll switch around. 3 will serve to 4 for show. Cortada, and stopped by Aron. Left side return, and is handled well there by Uranga. Karen from Leke, caught on the wood. Cortada return, and Leke's in position. Cortada again, Aron right on it. Hard left side, but there's room for Uranga to work. He'll throw 2-wall. It's out. Point 3. They take the show. And 7th game won by Chanika and Oyonard at post number 8, Uresti and Argoitia. Second at post 5, Aron and Leke take the show in post number 3. The result is official. The exact is an 8-5, $67.60. 5-8 Quinella, $62.80. 8-5-3 $2 trifecta, $5.99.20. And in the pick 4, the second number is an 8, which oddly enough is the first number of the pick 3. Now we come to game 8. It is also spectacular 7 doubles. And this is the start of our daily double, the classic daily double, available now. In about 8 minutes, you have time to make those selections, but again, we urge you not to get shut out. As David Lee Roth once said, I heard you missed us, we're back. Probably the greatest music video of all time, Hot for Teacher by Van Halen. I don't feel tardy. Something else came up, and I already blanked out what it was.
Oh, yeah. Somebody mentioned, asked me if
that's it.
If Atine the second or Atine this season reminded me of Echeburu, and as I said to you when I read it, it couldn't be more spot on. I know the question was asked earlier this week, and I saw it. I just never got around to answering it. But anybody that remembers Alberto Echeburu from the Miami Highlight days, Atine does look a lot like him in his postures, not physically, because Echeburu is a little chunkier than Atine is. And I mentioned earlier that Atine looks like he might have lost a couple pounds from last year, which he didn't really look heavy, but he does look a little trimmer, a little maybe better shape. I don't know. But, yeah, his posture with the left side, especially when he catches it, he has this, humpback look to him. And Echeburu had the same thing. And just the same stroke of the backhand reminds me a lot of him. And the right side, too, a little less. But, yes, he definitely does remind me a little bit of Echeburu in his form and his postures.
Well, that's a nice pluck from our studio audience there. Very nice, guys.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I had mentioned the last game when we were talking about Chanika a little bit, and I thought, I'd also like to give some props to some of the other guys. Benetrix is a guy that I rarely mention, and it's not has nothing to do with him or anything, but I have noticed that this season he's a lot more confident than he was last season. Again, like I said with Aresti, it just looks like from one year to the other, really 10 months, they've really matured, not only as highlight players, but as people too. Like they just Benetrix last year was more of like a kid and always joking around. He's still like that a little bit now, but he's definitely mellowed a little bit, and he's doing great on the court. So I definitely wanted to mention that. I also mentioned Aresti. I think he's matured a lot. And Aaron, Aron, which we're watching now, and we're not rooting for or against him. We're just watching closely that he only has a 6-point lead now because he got that show for that 8th spot. And Lebois is not playing anymore tonight, so assuming Aron doesn't do anything else tonight, it'll be a 6-point difference, which is really just a win and a place to pass him. But Aron still has 2 games left, so he could definitely add some points to that. He's playing with Lecce this game, which is a good partner to have when you need to score points and get in the trifecta.
Well, Oyonard just picked up 5 points there, which strengthens his hold on 3rd place to 11 points, better than Danel. And who was second there? Uresti and Argoitia. Man, Argoitia. I think Argoitia has become a real favorite of the chatters.
Yeah.
He is now tied with Danel for 4th.
He's another one, and I had mentioned this to somebody earlier. I had been hearing, because, again, he's family with Arrieta. He's we'll just say his nephew, but he's actually it's a long story. We went over it the other day, but their family and Arrieta's been talking about him for about 2 years, and even when he was 14, he would tell me, "Hey, look, this guy's going to be good. He's coming up the ranks. He's playing with some tough competition, and he's holding his own." And I would just always tell him, like, "I know, but he's 14. I mean, can we talk in 2 or 3 years, or 3 or 4 years?" But I was pleasantly surprised when I watched some video of him practicing over there in Spain. And also now in his demeanor as a 16-year-old, like he really acts very mature for a 16-year-old. I mean, I remember when I was 16 years old, and I was definitely not that mature. And I'm not talking really personally. I'm talking more so on the court. And even his positioning, his catching, he has a little kind of funny way of catching it with the left side sometimes, but he has a good left side, good right side, good court positioning, and for a 16-year-old to be playing at this level, I think he's a little bit advanced.
I'd say he's a lot advanced. He could be a prodigy potentially at that age. If you'd like to compare backcourters of the past, who were the big name backcourters, and what they were like at 16, and wonder what he would be, how they would have compared to him, would be fun to watch. I would think he's going to be ahead of just about every other 16-year-old backcourter playing the game right now.
No, for sure. Definitely.
The thing I love about him is his complete fearlessness. Now, that's he's too young to know better is the old expression on
right.
that. But the thing,
that
obviously it takes great amount of fearlessness to play this game because of the danger involved. But just watching him, he's never concerned about the back wall. He takes chances. That's the most impressive part, in addition to the court savvy, which, again, there was a play tonight. I happened to be in the crowd when Dave was announcing a game, and he had to chase down a ball, and you could hear him running, and he got it. I think it was maybe a cortada or something, and he was in perfect position for it. He wasn't too far back. That's the kind of stuff that at that age you don't really expect to see.
Yeah. And, I wanted to address something because I was out in the audience this afternoon. I watched the first couple of games out there just to get the fan perspective. And I was talking to a few people. As always, I sit there. People come and they sit next to me, and I'm trying to watch the game, and they want to talk, which is fine. But we were talking about something that somebody said in the chat maybe yesterday or the day before that I didn't get a chance to address. And it was basically something along the lines of that, Dania's a new way of doing things or a strategy now is to bring in these young players, but we miss the big name guys, and we want to see the top players in the world. And I was talking with somebody in the audience today, and it brought me to think about that same comment because, as mentioned before, when we were brainstorming of what are we going to do for this new era, let's call it, of Alai, I was asked, and I wanted to do it too. I wanted to build something that was going to be sustainable for the future. So, assuming I would have brought Aritz and Lopez and all the big name guys that people are talking about, those guys, are they going to be here in 5 years? And I would say maybe, maybe not. Maybe they would retire by then. So I can guarantee you that everybody that's playing here today is going to be here in 5 years. And when you talk about these big name players and these superstars, they all started in the same spot. They were 20 years old on a roster. The only difference between then and now is that back then it was one 20-year-old, maybe two 20-year-olds in a roster of, eight, people that have been playing 8 years, 10 years, 15 years. This is a whole group that's either first or second year, with the exception of Arrieta, of course, but everybody else is in their first or second year here at Dania. So my hopes is that we stick around for another 10 or 15 years, and these guys eventually will be the superstars that everybody wants to see.
Well, there's a lot of potential, to say the least, and some of that potential is happening before your eyes. So hopefully you all will get a kick out of that. All right, hopefully you win Game 8. Let's find out.
That's it for me. I'm leaving. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. It's game number 8, and it's doubles, and it's spectacular 7 scoring and our daily double. Second one. Uresti and Oyenard to the red at post 1. Echeverry and Cabanillas to the blue at post 2. One will be serving. Spectacular 7 scoring here. All points will double at the end of the round. Game is on. So post 2 with 1 point. Benetrix and ORD, white shirts, post 3. Ointy. Raw and Leke, post 4, green shirts. Great grab there by Echeverry. Releases the reverse. Leke in position. Point 4. Now Lulu and Uranga in the black of post 5. Good grab there, nicely done by Lalou. That's tipped, 0.5. Yagoba and a tyne in the goal to post 6. That's handled nicely by Tyne. Scooped up by Lalou. Screamer of a reverse and point to 5. Now Vicente and Danell. Brown shirts, post 7. Trying to take a little bit of the paint off of that front wall with that throw. Beautiful grab by Lalou. Comes back Cortada, and it just spun out of the basket. Point to 5. Urrutia and Laborde in the purple to post 8, completing the single point round. Lou with another bote pronto, another hard reverse, and he is counter scooped by Laborde, and Lou's right there again. And a great catch working along the side wall. Powerful right side by Lalou. Ritchie will be able to slug the Nabote into play. Point to 5. 5 turning the corner, and they will now begin the double points round, serving to the one team of Oresti and Oyenard. Ramate, kill shot winner by Oresti, point to 1. Now Benetrix and ORD in post 3. 20-1. The two team is Echeverry and Cabanillas. Ramate caught. The return by Aresti with a ton of spin on it. 1. Possible game point now for Aresti and Oyenard in post number 1. Here's the 4, Aran and Leke. Leke in that corner. Back. It's caught and controlled. It's a good left side there by Oyenard. 20 game, post 1. 5 second, 2 third. On top in game number 8, Aresti and Oyenard in post 1. Coming in second, the 5, Lalu and Uranga. Echeverry and Cabanillas third in post number 2. In game 8, the 1-5 exacta, 106.80, and incredibly, that's the Quinella price. You really don't see that very often. 246.40 for a 152 trifecta. First number in the daily double, second number in the pick 3, third number in the pick 4, 1. Our last of these spectacular 9 games is forthcoming. It is a singles match. Our final 2 games are singles for tonight's performance. Spectacular 9 scoring. So the superfecta returns. So 4th place will matter in this 9th game singles. Post time at 7 for game number 9. We have two more singles matches to round out tonight's card, and here's the first one, game number 9. This is a 9-point singles match with Leke serving in the red of post 1 and Laborde on the receiving end in the blue of post number 2. This game being played at 9 points with points doubling after the first round. He was on. Leke with the big left side. Laborde gets to the rebote. Can he pass Leke? No. Leke gets it by him. That's going to come right to where Laborde is standing. Back Leke up a bit. Big right side coming. That checks up nicely. Point to 1. Uranga in the white shirt, post 3. Point 3. Boyardee in the green shirt, post number 4. That just did make it, but that didn't. Point to 3. Yagoba in the black shirt, post 5. Big left side by Uranga, nearly perfect, but Yagoba safe to the bote. Uranga right there, line 6. Hard right side, and that is off the red paint, too high and out of bounds. Point to 3. Benetrix in the gold, post 6. Two out to Bote, save. Gorgeous for the Bote. Uranga scores for the 3 again. Lalou in the brown to post 7. Hauled in. Lalou able to pass with that reverse. Uranga low to Bote. Lalou in position. Goes to the right side, going to come out. Going to back Lalou up, where he makes a tough catch. Long throw. You can hear the grunt on that right side. Lalou counter grunts, 0.7. Uresti, purple shirt, post 8. That clipped a bit of the red paint by the scoreboard. It's out of play. 0.7. 7 serving 2. Laborde as the points are double. The winning score in this game, 9 points. Two wall, too low, 0.7. Leke back in post 1. And Leke gets that one. Post 1 now serving to ARD in post 4. Overserve. 2 points for the 4. Yagoba, post 5. Point 5. Benetrix in post 6. Point 6. 6 serving Uranga in post 3. Uranga closing in. Strong right side and a wonderful grab there by Benetrix. And Benetrix digs out a very hard rebote, driving Uranga into the backcourt. From the service line, he'll try a picata for the high bounce, and it's well played by Benetrix. Looping left side. Benetrix out. Point three. Here's Uresti in post 8. Great hustle there by Uranga to stay alive in the point. Uresti with the winning rebote, that time point of the 8. Laborde, post 2. Not enough on that. 8 will score. Now 2 players with 4 points face off here. 8 serving 7. Again, this is a 9-point game. Oh, haul by Uresti. Lelou with Bote from way back. Ramate Uresti. Oh, he almost made a miraculous play. Point of the 8. And Leke awaits the serve in post 1. Change of pace. Leke trying to get there, just falls short of it. Point to the 8. 8 points and possible game point for Uresti in post 8. Here's OARD in post 4 looking to stop it. Possible game point for the 8. And that's an unbeatable left side. Point end game to the 8. 3 seconds, 7 third, 1 fourth. Rusty comes out on top in game number 9 out of post 8. Uranga placing in post 3. Lulu shows in the 7 in 4th. Leke in the 1. 8-3 Exacta, 95-40. 3-8 Quinella, 60-60. 837 Trifecta, 435.80. And $1,488.70 on the $1 Superfecta. 1-8 Daily Double, 42.20. We have a winner in the pick 4, 5818, 404, 827.70. So no carry forward for the matinee tomorrow. We'll start fresh. And an 818 pick 3, $2 ticket, 324. Well, one game left tonight. Don't forget, we're going at it again tomorrow. Our final performance of this year will be tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Post time for game 10 in 6 minutes. Don't get left behind. It's Spectacular 7 singles. Game number 10 is a spectacular 7 singles match with Urrutia serving in the red at post 1 and Vicente, the blue, at post number 2, will be receiving in a game where all points will double after each player has had one turn on the court. And we're underway. And a winning rebote by Vicente. That's a point for 2 to start things. Daniel in the white shirt, post 3. Too well there. Too low there. Point 2. Argoitia in the green, post 4. Point to 2. Shanika in the black to post 5. Tejada. But great anticipation by Vicente, and he will throw to an empty room. Point to 2. Now a wrong in post 6, the gold shirt. Point 2. A Tyne, brown shirt, post 7. Big bounce, point 2. And Vicente has reached possible game point already. He's run 6 straight points. Trying to stop him in the purple at post 8 to complete the round, Yagoba. ends a run of 6 straight points. 8 gets the point. Now double points for the rest of the night. Here's Arrutia in post 1. Tough catch by Arrutia. Looking for the big bounce. Hauled in by Yagoba. Point to the 8. Now Daniel, post 3. Point 2, the 8. Possible game point for Yagoba in post 8. Here's Argoitia in post 4 to try to stop him. Possible game point, post number 8. That'll be a run out from the 8. Point end game with post 2 finishing in second place. The remaining players will fight it out for the show position. 5 will serve 6, 7 will serve 1, 3 will serve 4. The winners advance. Six advances. 7 will serve 1. Point to 1. 3 and 4 to play. 3 will have the service. Point to 4. Now 6 will serve the 1 with 4 awaiting the winner. To 1. 1 with possible show point. This is post 4, Argoitia. Great leaping grab there by Rutia. And that will be enough to score the show. 0-1. Yagoba runs it out of post 8 to win game number 10 with Vicente second in post 2 and Urrutia taking the show in post number 1.
Hey, I'll see you at the end of February, man. I'm going to be out on the road for a couple months. Safe travel. Yeah, I'll write you on Facebook. Okay. Thanks.
An 8-2 exacta, 78-20, a 2-8 Quinella, 40-40, and an 8-2-1 trifecta of 8-0-4-80. That will do it for tonight, and we'll be back with one last performance for 2023. 9 games tomorrow at 1 p.m. Again, we thank you, particularly those of you who hung with us during the power outage, which affected not just us, but the entire building, as it turned out. Thank you again for your support of our 70th season. On behalf of everyone at the casino at Dania Beach and Dania Alai, this is Dave Lamont saying so long from the Sunshine State. See you tomorrow, New Year's Eve, 1 p.m. Be there.